YouTube personality and influencer Druski has been accused of SA, and that means exactly what you think it is. He has just been wrapped up in the Diddy of it all, with one of Diddy's accusers saying that he took part in everything that happened to her that night. I have her exclusive interview. I'm breaking down the details of her suit. Druski has also responded. I'm going to make sure to include that as well. Not only, you guys, has Druski been accused, I can also confirm that Odell Beckham Jr. was also named in that suit as being there that exact same night and allegedly participating in everything this woman went through. He has also responded, and I have his response to go over with you guys as well. Let's get into some pop culture news for today. And if you have not done so already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Now let's jump into what the allegations are. Now, I wish I had a picture to put up so we could see, kind of put a face to the name, if you will. And that is exactly what is so different about her filing, which was sometime last year. And at the time of her original filing of her lawsuit against Diddy, she did not name Odell Beckham Jr. or Druski at that time. It's been updated with their names to be included. However, a little bit different from her filing, you guys, is her name. Ashley Parham. Now, her name is included in her lawsuit filing. It's over 100 pages where she details everything that happened to her that night, including police being involved. And I have what the police statement was as well. So she's putting her name out there in her lawsuit, which is different from what we've been seeing. We know we've seen a ton of lawsuits being filed under Jane Doe, and she is making sure that her first and last name is known. Now, her story kind of goes like this, and then I'm going to jump into some clips from an interview that she did that kind of speaks to her experience. She breaks it down. It's over 40 minutes. I am not going to play all of it. It is quite graphic, but she does put in quite a few names that I want to talk to you about. Now, firstly, according to her allegations, this all happened in 2018, and this would have been in California, actually. Now, according to what she is alleging, she was at a bar, and the friend was underscoring the point that he knew Diddy by calling Diddy on FaceTime. That's how this whole thing started. According to her, she had mentioned something during that time that she was not impressed. In fact, she believed that he had something to do with the whole Tupac of it all in regards to us losing Tupac Shakur. And she believes that is part of why all of this happened to her as a retaliatory action, allegedly, on Diddy's part. Now, I'm giving you a quick synopsis, but I'll play for you exactly what was said so that you can hear it from her mouth. She did an interview with News Nation. Now, according to the News Nation host, before I put it up on the screen, she asked for her face to be blurred out. So she's going to be in the shadows when I play it here. Very similar to what we saw that other accuser did. But like I said, the difference here is going to be the fact that her name is put out there, which I think is important. Let me go ahead and play for you the piece where she talks about how did she even meet Diddy.
This is delicate information. With that in mind, Ashley, can you tell me how you first even came into contact and came to know Sean Combs?
I met a man named Shane Pierce at the bar, and outside of the bar, he had Sean Combs on a FaceTime phone call, and he overheard me saying I wasn't impressed by him and wasn't a fan, and that I thought he killed Tupac. And
do you believe that that's...
So that's how this whole thing started. The reporter's about to lead her in. Do you believe that that's why this happened? Or was it like retaliatory? And she's going to say yes. But one of the things that she mentions later on, which I'm going to play for you, is how she got into Diddy's vicinity. Because at this point, it's only that FaceTime call. So let me go ahead and play it for you.
Human being.
At what point did you come into actual physical contact? Did you see him face to face for the first time? What were the circumstances?
It was when Shane Pierce had called me, and he claimed he wasn't feeling well from his cancer treatment and he needed help opening his medication. So I went over there to help him out, and it turned out he was just fine and he didn't need my help. It was weird. He wanted to show me his new car, and he took me on a short drive around the Renda Hills, and then we got back to his little bachelor pad in the house, and he offered me a glass of water.
This part's going to be very familiar.
I drank it, and I started to feel a little bit off. And then I heard a bunch of people coming down the stairs, and it was Sean Combs and a whole bunch of people who just busted in the door, and just in a boisterous manner and acting. He said something like, "Bet you didn't think you were ever going to see me," and I was just in complete shock.
Now, from there, she continues to describe her story. It sounds like quite a harrowing event, including her allegations about being SA'd not only by Diddy, but also by those that were there. And that is how the Druski and Odell Beckham Jr. of it all gets added in here. Now, it's important to name that she is seeking a lawsuit in the amount of $50 million in regards to what she wants to be awarded in damages. And she is asking for a jury trial, which has not been put on the calendar just as of yet. Now, in regards to the experience that she had, she does contend that the police were absolutely involved. Now, the police station did issue out a statement. Let me show you the statement. So in taking a look at the statement here, it does say that a report was taken on March 23rd, 2018. Remember, that is when Ashley is alleging this all happened. Detectives thoroughly invested the accusations. It was later determined the claims were unfounded. So that is going to be kind of the first piece of this particular incident being refuted. Now, it hasn't changed anything. She has not dropped her suit. Diddy's team has obviously spoken out. They have acknowledged this statement and have claimed obviously he has nothing to do with it. Now, they are even contending, Diddy's legal team, that he wasn't even in California at the time of this allegation. Now, let's go ahead and jump into a little bit more of a timeline, because I've already shown you here that obviously the police are refuting this. So let's take a look at what Druski has to say. So he says, this allegation is a fabricated lie. I wasn't a public figure in 2018. I was broke, living with my mom without any connection to the entertainment industry at the time of this allegation. So the inclusion of my name is truly outlandish. My heart breaks for actual victims of abuse, but I am fully confident that the evidence will expose this falsehood and the individuals who are maliciously trying to game the legal system to peddle false narratives. Him saying there that he wasn't a public figure until 2018 is him trying to underscore that he essentially would not have access to Diddy during this particular time that she's alleging. Now, I believe he first started adding skits, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, in the year probably 2017, but he did not blow up until recently. In checking his YouTube, which is where he gained his popularity, like I said, from doing skits, the last video that was there is posted from only 3 years ago. However, the allegations are that there were people in the room, which she assumed were friends of Diddy, participated in her SA, taking their own individual alleged turn. She did not say necessarily that it was a celebrity, right? And I think that's the point that Druski is trying to make here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Now, when I was researching this to talk about the if they had responded, I wanted to make sure I had that before we made this video. Odell had something up on his Instagram, but it was kind of vague. Let me show you what it is. So if you take a look at what Odell has posted, I'm also putting that up on my Instagram. You can find me and follow me there, where you always see celebrity responses to anything that I am talking about. So it says, this life and where I am headed, I can't even explain. God has me covered, truly blessed and forever grateful. Now he's walking to a PJ, which whom I believe is his son. That baby is all over his Instagram. So when I first saw this posted, I was like, okay, this is so vague. I'm not sure if he is addressing the whole accusation specifically. But then when I was researching further on Twitter, I came across this. So the thread that we are looking at here is on Twitter. And this is a thread responses essentially to Druski, who pushed the same statement out from his Instagram to his other social media platform. And if you look there in the comments, the second one, you could see none other than Odell Beckham Jr. And the reason why I now know it's correlated is if you look at what he says, he's, boy, I tell you what, this world makes absolutely no sense. I am covered by God. He will prevail. I know who I am. I know who you are. Keep your head. That name will be cleared. So obviously he's responding to his name now being added in. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Obviously this is a bombshell for Druski and maybe for Odell as well. Do you guys think that there is any merit to her accusations, and will she be successful in her suit? In regards to Diddy, we are continuing to pay attention to the indictment. You guys know he is still in jail, but his trial is set to begin in May. We'll see if they're able to keep that date. There's a lot going on. One of the things that I'm watching very closely regarding the Diddy case is he's currently, a part of his charges is a RICO case, but there's nobody else that has been charged thus far. Now, we have received a superseding indictment that said no new charges, but it is talking about how he allegedly forced his employees to work long hours under threat of physical and reputational harm, forced at least one employee to engage in different adult acts, if you will, with him. So I believe that on the federal side, they will continue to flesh out their case against him. And then, of course, Diddy's legal team will also need time to flesh out their response. So we will see if that May date holds true. I can't wait to get into the comments with you guys. I want to know all of your opinions. So let's go ahead and get into it. If you haven't done so by now, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and find me on all social media platforms. I'm under the exact same name.